Hey guys, Patriarchy here, also known as the Patriarchy. It's very nice to be talking to you today. Due to YouTube's new rules with ad revenue and how they keep demonetizing several of my videos and other YouTubers in the same community because it's not ad friendly, these include videos like us criticizing the Women's March or MTV's racism. You know, stuff that nobody would want to be associated with. So, I'm going to obey the new rules of YouTube. I don't want to get flagged. I don't want to not make a bunch of money. So, this is going to be a new patriarchy. A nicer, safer, more responsible patriarchy. I saw my wrong ways, Google. I know that I don't deserve your money for my content. I don't deserve ads. I know nobody wants to advertise on my stuff. Sure, there's people who advertise on porn, but they don't want to advertise on Pat's videos. Of course, I understand. So I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to talk about someone today that is amazing. I'm going to talk about the greatest feminist of all time, Lara Witt. Or maybe Laura Witt. But I'm going to call her Lara Witt, just for the heck of it. But if I got her name wrong, I apologize, Lara or Laura, because you're amazing. You're the best person in the world. If you don't know who she is, she's actually a terrific feminist writer. She's also a strong person of color. And don't forget that. Basically, she wrote for Teen Vogue and all that. Let's look at some of her articles. She has some really amazing articles. Here's an article in Teen Vogue. What I learned from DAPL protesters as a woman of color. We need a collective understanding of the roots as much as we do of the symptoms. Wow, she is really insightful. That's a really smart thing to write. This is really powerful stuff, guys. I'm going to put a link in the description. You guys need to read this stuff. I was stunned at the news that Army Corps of Engineers announced the Dakota Access Pipeline would be rerouted. My reaction was cautious elation because the pipeline will still be constructed, and we don't know yet how it'll be rerouted. One thing is certain, water protectors and protesters were successful. She says as a woman of color, which is very important, I want to stress that, women of color are more important than anyone else. I am invested in issues which impact black, brown, and indigenous people all over the world. God, you are so brave. Thank you, Lara. Let's see. She says one of the most pervasive forms of racism is environmental racism. I had no idea the environment was racist. Jeez. See how smart she is? Did you know that? See, I've never heard a scientist say that. There's environmental racism. It's systemic. Oh my god. And it means that forms of pollution, such as poor air quality, the location of landfills, toxic waste, I mean, that's pretty crazy. Coal plants. It impacts black, Latino, and Native Americans at a disproportionately higher rates than white communities. Wow. Oh my god. Who knew? It turns out, like, the environment, not only are we killing it, we're hurting minorities. See, you're not going to get content like this anywhere else. I get it. Can I get an Audi ad now? Please, Google. Put an Audi ad on this. They would want to support this. The effects of environmental racism lead to dire health issues, like lung and heart disease. Oh my god, asthma and lead poisoning? Jesus. Well, this is really important. Yeah, I mean, I had no idea. Let's look at another one of her articles. That was her Teen Vogue work, and that's terrific. I hope our friends and allies will fight like hell alongside us, dismantling misogyny, right on, sister, colonization, and racism. Power to the people. I think many of us were fearful at what the next presidency will bring us. I know, it's horrifying. I'm very scared. So I can only stress how crucial solidarity is going to be. That's right. We must care, protect, and nurture each other through the next 4 years and make our spaces more inclusive and safe for those who need it the most. Oh my god, we have the new Martin Luther King. Oh my god. Let's see another one of her beautiful articles. I'm just too... God, I'm glad this is audio. I would just be crying so much. Stop weaponizing biracial children. Oh my god, how does she do it? Oh my god. Raising biracial or multicultural children isn't a band-aid you can slap onto the festering wound that is racism. I couldn't have said it better myself. Hi, your local multicultural feminist here to remind you to stop weaponizing biracial and multiracial kids for the sake of making white supremacists angry. I know, it's awful. I hate when people do that. People do that all the time. I'm always out and I'm like, God, will you stop trying to make white supremacists angry? Oh, God. How dare you date a black girl or a black guy and have kids with them? It disgusts me. I have a cousin and she has black children and she's married to a black man. Awful. I can't believe it. Can you believe that? The racism? They just don't understand. But I'm glad that we have Laura here to help us. Or Laura, Lorray. Maybe it's Lorray. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call you Lovely. Let's see. We have our experiences, traumas, and perceptions. Too true. We don't simply exist to make people angry, so stop dehumanizing us as if we're grenades. Damn, that's powerful stuff. Grenades like the Bruno Mars song. It's been a common theme for a while now, and I remember hearing it countless times growing up. You have the best of both worlds as it's people like you who will end racism. Oh, so I guess she had like a white and black family. And see, her family was still very racist. I have always struggled with feeling like I don't belong anywhere. Not white enough, not Kenyan enough. God, I don't know how you deal with it. That's rough. Not Indian enough. Oh, God, Indian too. I'm stuck at a crossroads where my understanding of blackness and whiteness is unique. No, it sounds unique. You sound like you have a really unique vision. And so it is rather alienating. I have dedicated my life to dismantling white supremacy. Thank you. Misogyny, colonism, and capitalism. Wow, she names them all again. I love that she's totally against misogyny and colonism. But I don't weaponize my racial identity to do so. No, you've in no way made a big deal out of your race when talking about this stuff. Here, look, here's Mark Ruffalo tweeting about it. People's favorite woke bae tweeted this last week, and I could feel my blood boil. Mark Ruffalo. Biracial twins are the universe's beautiful answer to white supremacists. Biracial twins, and there's two twins, and they're white and black. Mark Ruffalo, you disgust me. How dare you share something like this? What, do you think they're just objects for you to flaunt to me? Go make an Avengers movie, Mark. I would say something mean, but I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Please, Audi, put your advertisement on my video. Please. Please. Let's see. When non-biracial or non-multiracial people say things like this, it feels dehumanizing to be thrown in front lines of a war without these people even fully attempting to understand our experiences with race and racism. Too true. I'm so sick of all these people trying to speak for you. And I'm so sick of them celebrating white and black people getting together and having kids and stuff like that and trying to end racism. What sick people. It's hard to ignore the underlying current of anti-blackness when discussing biracial kids. I know, every time we talk about biracial kids, it's just kind of anti-black. When you want cute brown babies with European features and 3B curls, you're talking about a dilution of blackness. A dilution of blackness. Yeah, they want to take the black out of you as a response to white supremacy. God, white supremacy really is everywhere in every fabric of life. And frankly, that doesn't make sense. No, you're right, it doesn't make any sense. Frankly, I don't want to be used as an example for your fetish of exotic women. Yeah, quit being attractive to black women, you sickos. You don't get to fetishize black women. It's violent and cruel to use this as examples of progress when interracial relationships between black people, non-black people in color, and white people aren't free of white supremacy, anti-blackness, and colorism. You can fuck a black person and still be anti-black. Yeah, you hear that? You're a racist even if you fuck black people. Assholes. Oh, God, I swore. Sorry, guys. My bad. I won't do that one again. Well, I'm glad she's standing up for something that's really worth fighting. Raising biracial or multicultural children isn't a band-aid you can slap onto the festering wound that is racism. White people have to confront their own biases and privilege. I try to do it every day, I really do. I just called Steve Shives earlier and we were both talking about our privilege. In order to begin doing that, considering how many dumb-ass... Wow, she made me swear, that wasn't me. Photo sets of biracial families I see in t-shirts that say, not white, not black, just human. What a terrible message that is. I'm just going to assume that's not going to happen anytime soon. Wow, and she has a white husband, and her white husband knows more about dismantling white supremacy and misogyny and all that than my white father did, because our relationship wouldn't work without him dedicating himself to that. Well, I'm glad she's with an advocate of social justice. Well, I guess there's just some tweets left to celebrate this woman, who I'm going to give the award of Best Feminist of the Year. Let's see, there's some tweets here. She has, let's see, Lara Witt. I think your last name's Witt because you're so witty. And you're just amazing. Okay, let's see. Also, white people are evil. Whiteness is evil. Oh. Okay. I have dedicated my life to dismantling white supremacy, but I don't weaponize my racial identity, so that's great. Laura Witt. I'm going to need white women to shut the fuck up with critiques relating to black women and pregnancy in general. When it comes to the Beyonce and the artistry of those photographs, your whiteness and lack of awareness kept you from understanding the cultural references. Huh. I guess that makes sense. I'm no longer going to talk about Beyonce's pregnancy or when she poses with anything because I possibly couldn't understand your culture. There's not books or Google searches you could do about any of this stuff. I mean, I don't know. What's that thing mean? Ashion? Is that something from Naruto? Naruto? Is that how you say it, Naruto? I think that's how you say it. It's Naruto, right? That's how everyone I know says it. That's the proper pronunciation. So I'm going to call this Ashun, because they're shunning you from it because you're white, and we shouldn't be there. I wish I was mixed so I could hang out with Beyonce and her and talk about this stuff. But I honestly need you to stop and break down why misogynoir. Oh, so it's like a misogyny in a noir film. Seems to be a pervasive theme for your shitty think pieces. She really likes the words pervasive and white supremacy and misogyny. And she uses like the same 5 or 6 words in all of her tweets and all of her stuff, which is fine with me. I have no issue with that. You know. Let's see. White women have weaponized black women's bodies as shield for their own crimes and benefit as they claw their way up white supremacist ladder to stand beside white men. Emma Watson defending her unboob pick is rich, given what she said about Beyonce. Yeah, Emma, you racist. Hermione was so much better in The Cursed Child because she was black. Thank God JK finally fixed that mistake. Oh, here's another powerful tweet. She has a picture of some of these black celebrities. You love black men's bodies, but do you care about their lives? Wow, that's a really powerful statement. The objectification of black men by white women leaves us such a lingering stench. I certainly can't ignore it and find it appalling to hear white women dehumanize. Man, there's another one she likes to use a lot, dehumanize. I don't know if she has a notebook with all these words. Very well thought out. She always has her stuff together. And lust after black dick, not my words, hers, and black bodies without ever seeing the irony of their justified demands for their own right to agency and lack of objectification by all men, but especially white men. Wow, that's really freaking powerful. Yeah, quit liking black men and wanting to have sex with them. You're only doing that because you're oppressing these black men, and you're letting yourself be dominated by white men, really. You're devalued. I find it despicable that some Jewish figures are decrying rockets being launched at them. Israel has the means to protect itself. Gaza has no way to protect itself from the very government that has kept it handicapped for years. Gaza is oppressed. Israel's a terrorist. You're right, it's the Jews. Thank God. Well, I mean, let me look. I think she has a few more tweets here. Hold on. Typical stuff, all white people are evil. We already got that out of the way. Oh, here's one. By the way, there are no nice guys. Boy, if that isn't true, sister. In this scenario, there never are. Women always have to protect themselves because 99% of you are trash. Heck, I'd say 100%. You're being generous with that 99. Screenshots are forever. Opinion. A new window into the extraordinary life of Sally Hemings, Jefferson's slave and lover. Wow. Really powerful stuff. I didn't even know that. I can't wait to see that. I love that Jefferson had a slave and lover. Body positivity generates a lot of concern from feminists. Here's what Witt has to say. Before saying anything offensive, please refer to pieces on everyday feminism, on fat phobia, and the intersection with race. Well, Everyday Feminism I highly recommend. It's easily one of the best websites on the internet. I make videos about their stuff all the time. I couldn't recommend it more. Their comics, best comics out there, guys. I think any cis person out there that's trying to understand the experience of others really needs to go there. Because the people don't experience the same level of oppression as fat people do. It's more socially acceptable to be thin. Yeah, isn't it horrible that we like thin people more, who take care of themselves more and are healthier and look better and have, they look better for having children because of biology and stuff? That's awful. I hate science. Science is racist and phobic towards fat people. You should have sex with fat people. Girls out there, the fattest guy you know, go get with him. Fat girl, I think it's time for a peanut butter cup. Wait, so she's making fun of fat girls? But she just said fat people don't know what it's going through. Laura, why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's so mean. That's awful. Nothing bothers me more than ignorant people who think they're smart. Well, that and fat people who take up 2 seats on the bus. Why would you say that? The number of women in Philly that are in their early 20s and overweight is alarming. Hashtag America. Oh my God. Laura, you are so mean. I do not like your hypocrisy. I would never say something that mean about an overweight person. You're just terrible. Everything I said about you earlier, I just feel terrible. I'm not going to get ads on this video because of your hate speech. Thanks. My video has hate speech now. Come on, dude. It's the city. Put on some fucking shoes and decent attire. Fat, lazy American. Jesus. You're so hateful, Laura. You're shamed for any sense of sexual agency and pleasure. I can tell you how many times I was called a whore when I was only 18. Well, you won me back over. That's a fair point. I'm sorry you were called a whore so much. It's terrible. Okay, what you say here? Wait, what? Kim Kardashian only got married for publicity? What groundbreaking news? I didn't know she wasn't an attention whore. Well, it sounds like you're being condescending and sarcastic about Kim and calling her a whore. What are you doing? That's not right. Maybe it was just a joke, but you can't make jokes like that. You need to be responsible, especially on Twitter. Well, hold on. Here she is. Hearing this woman's bed bug issue while on the bus is driving me crazy. Crazy night at Walmart. Huh. I find it despicable that some Jewish figures are decrying rock. So, yeah, the hate Israel thing. I think maybe I was wrong about her. I think she might be a little bit more angry and hateful than originally said. So, retract some of the things I said in the earlier video, but do with it as you will. Anyway, this is a new patriarchy, a censored patriarchy, one that likes having his videos monetized and not getting taken down and censored or flagged. Please don't flag my videos. Come on, guys, please. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. Only leave positive, happy comments to each other. Make sure to build each other up, guys. That's what we gotta do on YouTube. We're all about being nice to each other. You know that's what the internet's about. And quit taking that flag from Shia. That's mean. He has a right to protest. Come on, guys. Anyway, until next time, go take your girl on a good date. Alright. Love you guys. And we're gonna end systemic racism together.